put it into drive, and off we go. All right, let's start a little bit different. What do you think? Okay, everybody, it is me, the Pim Pim. I'm so excited because Sam was too busy to tell you all the story, so I thought that I would take over and do the storytelling for him. So, is everybody ready for a Pim Pim story? It is going to be so much better than a Sam story. I might even completely take over the podcast because I am the Pim Pim, and everybody knows that Pim Pim is the best. So let me tell you a story all about me, the Pim Pim. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, one day, me, the Pim Pim, was sitting at my house. Now, as I was sitting there, I was trying to decide what the most exciting thing possible to do could possibly be. And I thought, I know, the most exciting things do not happen when you are all alone. The most exciting things happen when you are with your friends. And so I thought maybe I should go find some of my friends. But then as I thought, I didn't really know which friends to go look for. So I thought maybe I would be able to go to Winkle's house. And then maybe he could help me find some people to go play with. So I climbed out of my house. Yes, I climbed. I went straight out the window because I did not want to use the doors. And so I went out the window of my house. And then when I got outside, I saw that my bike was there. But my bike was a little bit bent because I had been doing some very good crashes the other day, which was lots and lots of fun. So as I was driving my bike or riding my bike, I started to go along and the wheel was very bumpy and it went bump, 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 bump instead of the normal round and round and round. But soon enough, I made it to Winkle's house. Okay, hello, Winkle, I said as I was standing outside, and Winkle was inside, and I do my best impression of the Winkle voice. Oi, 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 oi. No, it did not work. I got to try again. Oh, hi, Pim Pim. Oh, yes, hello, Winkle, it is me, the Pim Pim. Hi, Pim Pim, what happened to your bike? Oh, yes, I was trying to do some very exciting speed jumps over the speed humps out the front of my house, and when I hit the first one, I got lots of air into the sky, and then when I came back down, it turns out that you cannot land a bicycle on a giant rock. Oh, Pim Pim. But, Pim Pim, what are you doing here? Well, I am looking for something fun to do. Have you got any ideas? Well, I did hear about these two little kids, Arabella and Everleigh, that were looking for something fun. Oh, do you think we could be that something fun? Maybe, said Winkle. Well, I guess so. We are very, very fun. Very, very fun. Oh, yes, we decided that it was the best idea ever to go to Everleigh's house and to Arabella's house. So, we both jumped on my bicycle and we started to ride. Clunk, 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 clunk. Pim Pim, this hurts. Yes, it does. Hang on a second. So I bent down and I started to make some adjustments on my bike. First of all, I started bending the wheel until it made a different clunk. It went clink, which was very, very strange because it should have been a clunk because it was a very different kind of bicycle. But as I started to ride, Winkle was still holding on the back, but I saw a very exciting jump over to the side. Hey, Winkle, hang on, I yelled. Oh, Pim Pim, don't do that one, he said. So we went and I turned down that road and I hit the jump at full speed. Wow! Yelled Winkle as we were both sailing through the sky. It was so much fun. As we were sailing through the sky, I had a very good idea on how to fix the bicycle. Maybe if a crash had broken it, a different kind of crash would fix it. So I aimed directly for the tree. Pim Pim, what are you doing? Yelled Winkle. I am trying to fix the bike by doing an even bigger crash than the first time. Winkle did not think that was a good idea. Pim Pim, that's not gonna work, he said. But I knew better. I knew that if I did a really good crash, that it would definitely fix my bicycle. Which, it did not. It just bent it into all kinds of pieces and the wheels actually fell off and fell to the ground. Pim Pim, that did not work. Yes, I said to Winkle, but it was lots of fun. But now let's climb out of the tree and go find Everleigh and Arabella. So we climbed down out of the tree and we went over to the house whose backyard we were in because the fences were quite high. We knocked on the back door and then as we stood, all of a sudden the door opened and there was two little girls, Everleigh and Arabella. Are you Everleigh and Arabella? Said the Winkle. Yes we are, said Everleigh and Arabella. And I am the Pim Pim, said Pim Pim. What's a Pim Pim, said the girls, because they did not know that the Pim Pim is the best. But That is okay. Everybody has to learn it at some stage. Well, I said, I am the most fun purple fuzzy creature in the whole entire world, and we have come here to make something very, very excited for you. It was not because I was bored at all. He was bored, said Winkle. Well, I'm not bored anymore. So, Arabella and Everleigh, would you like to come have some fun with us? Yes, they said. But first we need to check with our mummy. So they both went and checked with their mummy, and they decided that Pim Pim was definitely the most responsible person in the whole entire world, and that their kids could definitely go for some fun with the Pim Pim, which is me. So, I said to Arabella and Everleigh, okay, you two, it is very exciting time. First of all, you need to come outside with me. So, they followed me and the Winkle outside, and we stood in the backyard and looked up at the tree. Okay, I said, you see that bicycle? Yeah, Pim Pim crashed that bicycle into the tree, said Winkle. How did you get it into the tree, said the girls. Well, I said, it turns out that being the Pim Pim is the most fun thing in the entire world, and we can do all kinds of silly things. See that bike? That is just one level of silly. I think we can find a whole other level of silly. So, I said to the girls, it is time for you to come with me. First of all, we need to get over the fence. Lucky I brought some of this. I pulled out a very special can of the Bouncy spray.
I've seen that bouncy spray before. It causes lots of trouble, said Winkle.
What kind of trouble? Said Everleigh. Well, not real trouble, just bouncy fun trouble, I said. So I took the bouncy spray and I sprayed it on both of the girlies' feet. But it turns out that they were not used to having bouncy spray on their feet. And as they started trying to walk, wow, they started flying into the air. What is going on? Yelled Arabella. Well, you have got the bouncy spray, I said. Did not you watch me put it on your feet? It was very funny because as Arabella was flying through the air, Everleigh seemed to start to understand how the bounciness worked. She started to jump from side to side and get more and more height. She started to bounce off the tree until she got way up high next to my bicycle. She grabbed hold of one of the wheels, held it on as tight as she could, and came back down to the ground. I got your bike, she said to me, and I said, oh, thank you, that is very special. Maybe we can take it over to my friend Bonigo to get some changes done.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, said
Winkle. So we all used the bouncy spray to jump over the fence in the backyard, carrying the bicycle together as a team. We carried it all the way over to my friend Bonigo's house, but it was quite fun to carry because as we were carrying, we were bouncing from side to side to side. It was very, very silly. We could even bounce off the letterboxes. We made a game to see who could jump the furthest from each letterbox. I managed to skip 4 houses in total, but Everleigh was actually much better than me. She managed to skip 6 houses. She even accidentally skipped the Bonigo's house. But we all told her, come back, Everleigh! And so she came back. Everleigh and Arabella were very excited to go into Bonigo's workshop. It is very special with all kinds of silly tools and all kinds of special things. As we walked in, Bonigo looked at my bike.
Pim Pim, he said, what did you do to your bicycle?
Well, I said, I was doing the best kind of tricks, and it turns out that the best kinds of tricks actually do not do the best kind of things to the bicycle.
He crashed it into a tree,
said Winkle. Yes, said Arabella, and we got it out for him. Yes, they did. It was very, very helpful. Bonigo, do you think that you could fix up my bicycle and maybe make it extra fun?
Okay, said Bonigo. Follow me.
So he took us into the back of his workshop and he pulled out all kinds of tools and special things. He started adding extra details to the bicycle, hammering and using the screwdrivers and the tool that I do not know the name of. And Arabella and Everleigh helped very much until Bonigo said, it is finished. And we looked. It was amazing. The new bicycle had 1 seat for a rider, and behind the rider there was another 4 seats. 4 seats? Why do we need 4? I said to Bonigo.
Because if you are going for a very special bike ride, I want to come too.
Okay, we said, but I am definitely driving first, I said. So I took control of the bicycle, and the girls and the Winkle and the Bonigo all jumped in the back. It was very, very, very exciting because I had never driven a bike like this before. It was super duper fast and super duper speedy. Okay, everybody, I said, hold on. fun! As we started to ride down the road, it was so exciting. I could turn corners extra super duper fast. The girls were very surprised. That looks like very much fun, Pim Pim, they said. May I please have a turn, said Arabella. Okay, I said. I like the look of your seat. So we swapped seats. I jumped into that seat and Arabella took control of the bicycle. Okay, Arabella, said the Bonigo. Now I can tell you about all the secrets of the bicycle. What? I said. Why did you not tell me about the secrets of the bicycle? Because, said Bonigo, I knew that you would be in lots of trouble and do something very, very naughty with the secrets. You are very clever, I said, because I would have done something very naughty. I would have done something very, very naughty. But now it was Arabella's turn. Okay, said Bonigo. Hold on to the handles and give them a twist. Okay, said Arabella. She twisted the bicycle handles, and when she did, it changed. I could hear a big noise like a big engine. It was very loud. Wow, said everybody. What is going on? She has engaged the super motors, said the Bonigo. Super motors? I want a turn, I said, as I tried to jump out of my seat and retake control of the bicycle. But Bonigo had put a seatbelt on me that was very, very tight and made sure that I stayed in my seat. Oh, Bonigo, I said. It is Arabella's turn. Okay, I said, as I sat back down and held on with the two handles that were sitting in front of me. I used them and pretended that I was in control, even though Arabella was the one that was doing the driving. What do I do now? Said Arabella. Have fun, said Bonigo. He started to watch as Arabella twisted the handles. The super duper motor seemed to lift the bicycle into the air. What? How is this happening? Now it is time, said Bonigo. Time for what? Said Everleigh. Everleigh, it is time for you to press that button underneath your seat. Everleigh reached down and pressed the button that was underneath her seat. When she did, something very strange happened. Some very funny-looking cannons popped out the side of the bicycle, right in front of all of the seats. What are these? Said Winkle. Well, said Bonigo, I thought that it would be fun to be able to participate in the riding, not just sit back and relax. How are we going to participate? Said Winkle. Well, hold on to that thing and start to pull the triggers. So, first of all, Arabella took control of hers. She pointed it up into the sky and pulled the trigger. And as she did, it turned out there were fireworks guns. Fireworks started blasting into the sky. That looks like fun, said Winkle. It's my turn. Winkle took control of his and started pointing it out to the other side. Fireworks were blasting everywhere. Then I took control of my side. I'm gonna make all the fireworks at the same time, I yelled, as I started to jump up and down in my seat and spin around and keep pulling the trigger. Pim Pim, yelled Bonigo. That is too much. No such thing as too much. It is time for the firework party, I yelled, as I shot more and more fireworks in every direction. We need to stop him, yelled Winkle. But I don't want to take off my seatbelt. Don't worry, said Bonigo. I built in a very special safety precaution. What's the safety precaution? Said Winkle. It is a Pim Pim modifier. A Pim Pim modifier, I said, still shooting fireworks. How does it work? Said Winkle. Well, I do this. Bonigo pressed the button in the middle of my seatbelt, and when it did, it started to squeeze very, very tight. Oh, Bonigo, I said, that is too tight. I can't move. It got tighter and tighter until it pulled my hands completely away from my fireworks blaster. No, I cannot shoot the fireworks, I said anymore. I am very glad, said Everleigh. It was getting a little bit hard to ride with all the fireworks blasting everywhere. I hope you have had fun. It is time that we get these kids home, said Bonigo. Okay, said Arabella. Everleigh, would you like to have a turn driving? She was very kind. It's very kind to share. So Everleigh and Arabella swapped seats, and Everleigh got to do the driving all the way back to her house. While they were driving, we took turns shooting the fireworks cannons. Except for me, I was strapped to my seat, extra super duper tight. Silly Bonigo and his Pim Pim prevention devices. He knows me too well. But as we were riding, it was lots of fun. The colors were beautiful and the explosions were amazing. We came down and landed back in the front yard. It was very exciting. The girls slowly climbed off the bike and they looked across. Thank you so much. This has been the best day ever, said Arabella. Yes, said Everleigh. It has been the best day in my whole entire life. And I was very excited too because It was my bike that had been modified, which meant I got to take the bike home. Hey, Terrywinkle, do you need a lift back to your house?
Okay,
Said Terrywinkle.
I am going to walk.
Said Bonigo. He didn't want to come for another ride. He was a little bit nervous, but we had fun. Me and the Terrywinkle waved our hands as we rode off on the bike. I think I can do a backflip, I said. No, yelled Terrywinkle. As we landed back home, my mummy came outside.
Pim Pim,
She said,
what have you been up to today?
well, I said, Mummy, I don't think you'd believe me, even if I told you. And that is the end of the story. This episode is brought to you by Pim Pim Pushbike Modification Flying Fireworks Kits. If you want to turn your pushbike into a flying fireworks blaster, call me, the Pim Pim, because I have lots of ideas, and then we can have a very special party where everybody goes out with their fireworks bikes and shoots them into the sky. It would be so much fun. Anyway, we hope that you have been enjoying the Silly Stories for Kids. Please make sure to share it with every single one of your friends. This has been me, the Pim Pim. And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.